okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just...
As the old saying goes, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up. Did Hasan use a shot collar on his cutie pie dog, Kaya? We'll look into that today using his very own words to find the truth. As I've said before, remember, when you let somebody talk long enough, eventually they'll tell on themselves. Hi, my name is Jim. We got the clips. It's time to reload. Okay, everyone, let's get right into this video. It's gonna be long, but I wanna go over everything and have everything in context. So I'm gonna have the video playing out and you're gonna see everything just the way I see it. And we are going to use a bootleg version of statement analysis and dissect Hasan's words. If you've been here long enough, you'll remember I use an aspect of this technique to dive into the Bobby Lee and Brandon Schwab saga. Let's go.
I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate everything so much. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
I don't even know. Is it refreshed? Oh, it is. Oh, great. Okay.
Hasan was having problems with his internet connection. So this is him trying to get everything restarted. And now he's live again. So he's starting his show.
Well, predictably, because I'm in the United States of America.
You know it.
The most dog shit country on the f***ing planet.
So he's going in on America off the rip.
The absolute worst country on the planet, straight up, bar none, a capitalist shithole. Kaya.
Okay, here it comes.
That was not the opportunity for you to... Down.
Oh, false alarm. So you see that? Kaya takes a step
Shithole.
off the treadmill. Hasan
Kaya.
just looks at her and calls her name, and she immediately turns around.
Down.
And then he says to sit, and she sits. All right. All I see right now is an obedient dog.
The absolute worst fucking place on the planet. Just a horrific, monstrous, awful, dog shit country.
See, now Kaya feels personally attacked, okay? Because why is it dog crap and not human crap? She's offended right now.
That I fucking despise. The absolute fucking worst country that has the most.
What?
The most.
Bees?
Wealth.
Oh.
Throughout history, throughout time, the wealthiest nation on the planet, and we don't have a fraction of the dedicated broadband speeds that you can get in a fucking village on the countryside of France.
I see Hasan is frustrated, and I'm going to shoot him a bit of bail because his job requires internet access. So I'm sure if he's a punctual guy and he's ready to start his stream and the internet's not working, it's affecting his job. So, okay, I can see him being frustrated and upset. But again, we're watching this to see where this leads to.
Okay? The worst fucking infrastructure, the absolute biggest shithole on the planet. I fucking despise this nation. I despise this country with my entire fucking heart. Okay?
Is his son always this dramatic?
We do not have any freedom in this place. We do not have any freedom in this country.
Irony.
I hate this fucking country so much. I hate it with all of my fucking heart.
Is he always this cheerful when he starts to stream?
It just sucks so bad. Every time I fucking go anywhere else, I can literally go to a fucking bumfuck hotel in the middle of nowhere, okay, on the countryside, and I can get better, unrestricted, unrestrained, uninterrupted broadband than Los Angeles, California, in one of the wealthiest countries on the planet, in one of the wealthiest states on the planet. California as a fucking state is the 5th largest economy on the planet. This is where Silicon Valley is. This is where all the fucking latest advancements in tech is supposed to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I hate this fucking country so much.
Yeah, we got you, Hasan. Next.
You can be on a fucking mountain in the middle of Norway and get better internet than Los Angeles, California.
Did I just repeat this? Or did he repeat himself? Because now I'm confused. Okay, we got it. Don't like America. You're upset about the internet. Let's go.
And this is just like...
Okay, here it comes for real.
A moment of anger. This is a moment of fucking anger for like something that is just so routine, so silly, such a first world problem. But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America... Kaya, please just fucking go... Just stop.
All right, everyone, what just happened? Let me know in the comments, what do you think just happened right there? Because I'll let you know this right now. I've never seen the way a shock collar reacts on a dog. And normally when I do these videos, I like to research stuff and look certain things up. But just for my sanity, I don't want to spend my free time looking up people shocking their dogs with their collar, even for research purposes. Some things I still want to just remain ignorant to. After this scene takes place, the consensus was that Hasan used a shock collar. And he pressed the button, and that's why Kaya yelped. Supposedly, the button would be off screen on his desk, and he just reached for it, presses it, and then the dog yelped. And here's the thing. If we are to believe that's true, do you think that Hasan would shock his beloved dog on live for us all to see and witness? I should think not. However, let's just say if it's something he does do and is used to doing, maybe the shock is on a low grade, and so usually he presses it and it gets Kaya to react to him, but she's never yelped before, and that's what caught him off guard. So let's say he thought he could get away with it sneakily, but he wasn't expecting Kaya to yelp. Now, the other discussion is that nothing happened. It was just pure coincidence. Hasan happened to maybe be reaching for something or shifting, and Kaya's yelp had nothing to do with Hasan pressing a button or anything at all. So that's one theory going around. Nothing happened. It's just, well, something happened to Kaya, but had nothing to do with Hasan. We're going to talk more about this, but let's just see what happens next. Let's say off chance he did zap Kaya, and she yelped unexpectedly, live. And we would think it's something that Hasan wouldn't want anybody to know. What would you think he would do next? I would think the next step would be him trying to play it off. Or if he's innocent and he did not do anything and Kaya yelped because something to do with whatever was going on in the corner of his room, he would have, I guess, another reaction, right? So let's just see what he does next to more determine what actually did happen.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just...
So if Kaya hurt herself or spooked herself, nothing to do with Hasan, only him telling her to get back on the treadmill, his reaction to her is, what are you doing? You're acting like a baby. You're such a baby. So again, whatever happened, it was her fault. She's acting like a baby. And why are you doing that? Now, I'm sure a lot of you would think that if indeed Kaya hurt herself, the more common reaction would be to get up and see what was wrong. Because I don't think I've ever heard a dog yelp before. Now, I know they can do it, and I know if they do it, it's a sign of distress. So to see a dog actually yelp and then the owner not really do anything or seem concerned is interesting to me. Now, if Hasan did press a button and he shocked Kaya, I could see him being angry that she yelped. Especially if it's something that she's never done before, and for her to do it now live, it's kind of like, why did you just bait me out like that, you know? I could see him being very upset with that. Okay, so let's see what happens next.
You're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
Spoiled from my mom. That sounds familiar. I get to that in a sec, but see what happened at the very beginning of this clip?
You're making her stressed.
So the commenter is like, hey, you're stressing her out. That's why she yelped. That's a good cover for him, right? I'm sure he's thinking, oh, I'd rather someone thinking I'm stressing her than I'm zapping her. What did he say right after that?
She just literally is.
See right there, Hasan is tongue-tied. He's tongue-tied. He's searching for the right words to say. He's fishing for something and he's stuttering.
She just literally is.
He can't get the words out before he finally just throws his mom under the bus.
She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
Kaya being such a baby is his mom's fault. And I said it sounded familiar because I made a TikTok a long time ago about Hasan's dog and Ethan's dog, like years ago. And let me just play it right now.
My dog thinks my mom is a walking chew toy.
Oh, that's funny.
But she doesn't know how to deal with it. Like, she gets scared because she doesn't know, like, she's never had a dog.
God. That's awesome. Your mom and your puppy are in a battle.
Yeah, I'm like, Mom, you're a human. Like, you can physically remove yourself from any space that, like, she's in. She's, like, not only a baby, but a dog. You know what I mean? I'm like, I had to teach her, like, you have to redirect. Like, when she tries to nip at you, you have to get up, don't react, don't push her back, don't, like, react and go, oh! Like, because she always is, like, scared. She goes, oh! And then the dog thinks it's a game.
I love being bitten by puppies. I will never, you know what I mean? I don't care how bad it hurts.
You're the bad dad. You're the bad dad that you're, like letting them do that. You can't let them do that.
First of all, my dogs are perfect. You. Second of all, you're the one with the dog that's trying to murder your own mom.
So did you hear even back years ago, he would blame Kaya's behavior on his mom? And he's doing it now. So keep that in mind because we're going to come back to this later on.
No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to fucking roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone. And she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented.
Okay, his voice kind of trails off right here and he stops for a bit. You see he's looking back at Kaya and he again says Kaya wants to roam around, but he wants her on a regiment and she needs to remain on a regiment. There needs to be a routine for her and he's been gone a week. So imagine if he has her always set on a routine, he's gone for a couple of days and he leaves other people in charge of her, his mom namely, let's just say. So when he's gone, Kaya's having a blast in that house, and now he's back. He has to lay down the law again in retraining her. He's explaining why he's so strict and telling her to not step off and get back to the treadmill. Okay, I'm listening to his explanation, so let's see what happens.
I think that clip went to Trump's big baby desk immediately.
You better believe it.
I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate everything so much.
All right, so this is where this clip ends. Heard of statement analysis. It's a technique for examining a person's words to figure out if what they say is true. It's not a science, and there is a lot of criticism of the technique, but when I first learned about it, I found it very intriguing. To make a long story short, the theory is that growing up, everyone has learned that it's wrong to tell a lie. Therefore, we spend years and years and years trying our best to do or say anything to avoid outright lying. And because of this, if you listen to how people answer direct questions, you can detect whether they are being truthful or deceptive. I'm going to give you an example. If someone were to say to me, hey, Jem, did you rob that bank? According to this theory, if I were innocent, I would answer, no, I did not rob that bank. Now, if I were guilty, watch how this scenario plays out. Hey, Jem, did you rob that bank? I can't believe you would ask me that question. I don't even own a car. How would I even get away? How can I rob a bank? I don't even have a bank card. I don't even know how to use the ATM. So how would I even rob it? You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm like, all right, so the next day happens and Hasan is going to address the controversy. Did he or did he not shock Kaya? I want to hear Hasan say, I didn't do it. I want to hear Hasan say, I did not shock Kaya.
From the cot to the PC, Kaya will be free. Yes, I will be addressing that as well. Don't worry. Imminently, as a matter of fact. There is a lot of, why are people mad about you, Kaya, / what were you doing? There's a clip out there that in the aftermath of me getting my internet getting pooped, I come back live and I'm very frustrated. And while I'm fucking tweaking around, I give Kaya the place command as I usually do. And there's literally a fucking emote for it in the chat for place, which is one of the things that she knows. Is she's like professionally trained.
She's professionally trained. Got it.
And I think while she was like getting up and down from the bed, I don't know exactly what happened, but I suspect that she tweaked her do nail, like the upper nail that's like on the side of the bed.
So he's saying that he believes that Kaya injured herself, her nail, when she was getting back onto her treadmill. I want to know if he figured that out after or in the moment, because again, if he thought she injured her nail, I'm surprised he didn't go and just make sure she was okay. Or maybe he thought nothing happened and then he went back and watched the video and figured that that was most likely what happened.
People speculated that I was actually shocking her dew claw. People were like, oh, you're fucking shocking her. Then I suspect that a bunch of people who have never trained a dog, never had a dog that required training, being completely idiotic. Yeah. I mean, it is basically a perfect shitstorm, because obviously I have a lot of haters. Obviously, a lot of people love dogs, myself included. The clip looks horrible.
We see here that Hasan agrees that the clip looks horrible. Great. But I hope you're keeping track. He still hasn't said, I didn't do it. It's a lot of preamble right now.
And people were like speculating because I was like moving around and they're like, oh, he was like hitting a button on his desk. It is what it is.
Remember, again, we're still looking for him to say, I didn't do it. I didn't shock Kaya. Right now, all he's doing is telling us what people said he did. Maybe he's just building up a story because he has to fill up a bunch of hours. He's a streamer. Streamers are long-winded.
They say you never take her outside too. I know. The worst part about it is that a lot of people, the most insane part about it is that a lot of people were just like automatically under the assumption that I've been like abusing my dog, that I love more than most human beings. You know?
We see he is pivoting. He's stating a lot of what people are saying, but not what he is saying. We have to remember, people do not want to lie. They avoid lying. For someone where lying comes very easily, very dangerous person. You want someone who at least is trying their hardest not to lie, than someone who could just cold blood lie straight up to your face. Hasan hasn't said anything. So let's listen to see if we think he's telling the truth and what his story is.
Dogs hurt themselves sometimes. It literally looks like she got caught and it hurt. You literally gave her belly rubs right after. I know. It did get heavily blasted in the orbit, and a lot of people are like losing their minds over it. It's okay. It is what it is.
You know what? I kind of missed it because him saying that Kaya tripped going up and hurt her nail or whatever, that was the explanation. I'm just realizing But see, here's the thing. That's another thing with the bootleg statement analysis. That thing is copyrighted, all right? So I'll link it at the bottom. I can't exactly say I'm doing it because I'm not. I just take from it. You can't assume someone's story or assume what they're saying unless they've said it. So far, he just told a story about Kaya hurting her nail. He didn't at all, so far, deny that he used a shock collar. Just so you know. That means something, right? That's what he should have stated. But instead, he's giving an alternate story. Is that a real story or a made-up story? I don't know. But the allegation was that he shocked Kaya. That's what he should be denying right now, before he even tells an alternate story of what he thinks happened. Because again, he doesn't even know if Kaya hurt her nail. It's not that he said, I looked after and I saw that she nipped her nail or I saw the nail was broke. It's not that he said that he had evidence. He's just assuming that's what happened. He doesn't know why she yelped in this alternate story.
I don't know exactly what happened, but I suspect that she tweaked her dew nail.
He's giving, maybe this happened. All right, you don't know what happened to her nail or her paw, but you would know if you shocked her or not, right? So that's what we're looking for. And with statement analysis, or just people lying in general, they'll do anything to avoid just speaking and lying outright. So again, we want to hear him say he did not do it. He did not shock Kaya. That's what we're waiting for.
They were saying Jen Welsh was going to reveal it to us, but you shut her up. No, she was saying that the collar is too tight. The collar that she has on is too tight. And I was trying to tell her that, like, the reason why the collar is too tight is because she has too much neck meat. And that's it.
Yeah, that's her name, Jennifer Walsh. Watch this video right here.
And now it's mainstream. I love her. I think her collar is too tight.
Yeah, well, it's here we get.
You have to be able to get 2 fingers, and I couldn't even get one. I think you're choking her.
She's like, it's there's a lot of.
I commend this woman right here. Listen, this is what I like about her. And I don't know her, but I'm telling you I like her. And please don't tell me she's a cannibal on the weekend. I'm just saying I like the fact, whoever this woman is, she's sitting with Hasan. She said she loves that dog. That's a very famous dog. She was fishing. Because she found her fingers underneath that collar. And right then she called out Hasan on stream. The collar is too tight. And just when he was about to give an explanation like, she said, you're supposed to be able to fit 2 fingers. I can't even fit 1. She called them right out on camera. And you know why I appreciate that? Because a lot of people would wait until something like this happens, and then you're going to hear the stories. Well, I knew he was abusive to the dog, but I was just too scared to say anything. Oh, I knew, but I didn't think anybody would believe me. Or I knew, but I didn't want him to never let me come on the show again. Listen. That woman didn't care about A, B, C, or D. She said this collar is too tight. And I like her because she did that. So anybody else, don't be afraid to speak up. Especially, you're doing the right thing. What did we used to say as a kid? If you see something, say something. Is that what it is, I think? Yo, that collar was too tight. Take it off. And he took it off. And now look, we see a couple of days later, this happens. Now again, I don't know if he shocked Kaya, but here's the thing. He never said he didn't shock her. So even before I say that, I'm going to need him to say it. I'm going to need him to say, I didn't shock her. Then I could say, hey, Hasan said he didn't shock her. But right now, Hasan didn't say he didn't shock her. So you know what? We're still waiting for the denial.
Maya did not corroborate yet, so that must be true that you're the worst. I know. She's been secretly, as an animal conservationist, she's been secretly actually participating in the abuse of, once again, one of the most beloved dogs on the planet. Here's March in the chat. Funny part is Kaya legit lives a better life than most people I know. Lamau, I know. It is pretty fucking nutty that is like an angle of attack here. Yes, Mike Vick is not going to be the next guest that I have. I saw it all over my ex. For every 15 posts I saw saying you shocked her, there wasn't even one in your defense, and those horrific posts had millions of views. It's okay. It is what it is.
Okay, what is all this it is what it is nonsense? If someone were to accuse me of doing something that I didn't do, I would vehemently deny it. He went off more in the fact that he lost his internet connection than someone accusing him of shocking the thing he loves most in his life. So you're allowed to be like, I did not shock my dog. Y'all are seeing things. You all are delusional. Anything like that. He's allowed to go off if people are accusing him of something he didn't do that, I don't know, maybe he doesn't think it's that bad, though. See, that's the thing. Here's the thing. This makes more sense. This reaction. If he doesn't think shocking dogs are bad, if in a grand scheme of thing he doesn't care, then I could see him reacting as it is what it is, because he doesn't care. Now, if he did do it, if he did shock Kaya, but he doesn't want people to know, and he gave an excuse that she just nipped her nail, I can see him again not coming up too strongly in the denial, because he did do it, So he has to be like, oh, she nipped her toe. All right, let's move on. And yeah. Oh, it is what it is, That could be it, too. I could leave it like that. Maybe, again, he didn't do it, but it's not bad to him to use a shock collar, so he's not going to go over and beyond in his denial or be angry about it, because to him, broken internet is much worse than being accused of shocking your dog. Hey, it is what it is.
This is literally one of the, I have people who have made it their full-time jobs to like professionally hate on everything that I do. This is an inevitable byproduct of this. It'll blow by in like a couple days. But as far as Hasan getting upset for targeted hate when that's his job is hilarious. See, this is the meta. Like, people think that I'm like directing targeted hate at others, and now I'm getting my comeuppance. In any case, it is what it is.
Oh, no. Yo, Hasan, please, you need to deny it, man. You need to deny it, at least once.
I do think that there are people out there who saw the clip and were like, this looks so bad. And they got completely fucking duped by the framing of it. And it's all right. I understand. For those of you who are confused by it, I do not have a shock collar for Kaya, as I said yesterday, but it doesn't matter. People don't give a shit.
He said he denied it yesterday, but I don't believe that happened. So I don't know why he's saying that now, unless he meant on Twitter. Maybe he sent a tweet. He just said,
I do not have a shock collar for Kaya.
What do you think about what he just said? Is that a denial? Quote it and put it in the comments, and you tell me, is that a denial?
I do not have a shock collar for Kaya.
What did I say I needed to hear before this thing even started? I said I need to hear him say, I didn't do it. I didn't shock Kaya. And I said that when people are trying to avoid lying, it's like pulling teeth. They don't want to tell a lie. Instead of him saying, I didn't shock Kaya, he said, I do not have a shock collar for Kaya. You want me to tell you how that's playing fast and loose? In what he's saying, it could still be the truth, but be a lie? Because let's say the shock collar is not called a shock collar. Because I heard people even using a term, they have other kind of collars like, what's it called? A vibrating collar or something. So let's say, technically, the name of the collar he has, maybe even if it's an electric collar. So then he says, I do not have a shock collar for Kaya. Is that technicality? It's like you're playing fast and loose with words. But you know what? You have to also take into account how people speak. So sometimes people don't exactly speak in the way you want them to say things because their vernacular is different, their figure of speech. There's still time. Let's see if later or if you continue speaking, how else the denial shows up. And we'll compare.
And all of the other clips that people have been showing are either the AirTag or the vibration collar that she has, which I use when she is free roaming. You didn't refute the claims until now? No, I have.
No.
I have. I did. Immediately.
No.
I did.
He didn't.
Okay.
And that person is covering, unknowingly, that person is covering by saying, you didn't deny it until now. He didn't even deny it. He just said, he doesn't have a shock collar for Kaya. But you see right now he said it's a vibrational collar. It could be a vibrational collar that also shocks, but by saying vibrational collar, because that's what it's called, he's hiding the fact that it shocks. I'm just saying if it is a shock, because again, I can't deny it explicitly for him because he has yet to do so. So once he says, I didn't do it, I didn't shock Kaya, I'll repeat it. But he didn't do it. So let's see if he will.
My dog is a vibration collar like that because the shock collar wouldn't stop the barking. Yeah. And the vibration collar for off-leash training doesn't work in the way that you guys think it does. Asman was making it worse. No, but you don't have to refute. People will talk regardless. Yeah. In any case, her hair is far too thick, as this chatter also correctly pointed out, for there to work in it, for there to be any sort of collar that actually works in that way.
Her coat is too thick for it to work in what way? To shock or to vibrate? So then why do you have a collar if it wouldn't work? But again, I'm not too sure what he was referring to there.
Asman said police should use lethal force. But once again, this is one of the most insane sagas that I have participated in so far. You have to be aware that your hater shipped the clip like 30 minutes later, happened on stream. I know. It is what it is. But I had a dream that Elon got you banned over this. Yeah. It is laughable because, once again, I have been around so many other content creators, people that do like literally animal welfare advocacy and things of that nature. This dog is a famous dog.
You see, all the stuff he's saying right here doesn't matter to me. Him saying he's been next to animal advocators, and that doesn't mean anything to me. People will see something that's wrong, and just because of stars in their eyes, let's just say, they won't say it. I just need Hasan to say, I did not do it, I did not shock Kaya, and he could save everything else. Okay, he's going to show a clip right now and show how people clipped him out of context. And yes, the person did. They just had him saying, I use shock collars, electric collars, but it was really, in actuality, he was saying the opposite. They just clipped it funny. So we're going to just skip over all of that because we're just looking for, I didn't do it, I did not shock Kaya. And then Hasan talks about the added controversy that people are upset because they think that he only has Kaya sitting in the corner for hours a day while he streams. But he goes on to explain that that's not true, that Kaya goes out in the morning for 2 hours with him and then usually in the evening for an hour. And so she's really just resting when she's in the corner. He has also said that he tells her to stay there on the treadmill and not on the hardwood floor because it's bad for her legs. And when he does say that, we'll get into that part.
She passes the fuck out.
Listen up to what's coming up next.
Of time throughout the day. As far as not letting her roam in the room itself, there's a very specific purpose for that. That is because, and this is something that I've described over and over again, the reason why she's not allowed to roam inside of this room, with the exception of like stretching or getting up, getting down, drinking water, things like that, is because she likes to lay on the ground. When she lays on the ground, that's terrible for her fucking joints.
Y'all hear that? Because we are going to get back to what he just said. Again, he said that he doesn't like Kaya laying on the hardwood floors. It's bad for her legs, so that's why she is on the treadmill. It's better for her. Keep that in mind.
Every single thing that I do with this dog is either with a professional dog trainer or with a vet. Okay? Professional dog trainer or a vet. A lot of people don't understand how serious this is to take care of your dog, how important it is to make sure that you have like proper activity, proper socializing, and to make sure that your dog gets out, make sure that your dog is actually active, and more importantly, make sure that your dog has a regimented and very structured life. Okay? Especially when you have a very large dog. I have a very large dog. Okay? Large dogs have a tendency to get hip dysplasia. Okay? Large dogs have a tendency to get hip dysplasia later on in their lives, and they have joint issues. She is 120 pounds. The other reason why it's important that a large dog is very properly trained is because a large dog can accidentally hurt someone. If not properly trained, a large dog can be very consequential for others. If she accidentally played with someone and nipped at someone, that would be a massive issue. It's a little different than like a Chihuahua, okay? It's a little bit different than a Chihuahua. They can also hurt themselves as well. So, that is part of the reason why I take this very, very seriously and have taken this very, very seriously from the start. And
There's a streamer right now with a couple of dogs, and one of his dogs bit a visitor to his home and is now being sued. So I agree with Hasan that, well, for me, it's any dog, a big dog especially, but any dog, I would not hold it against a dog owner to want their dog to be trained properly, because the last thing you would want is for your dog to injure someone, especially a guest in your home. It's interesting, though, that he's bringing that up. He wants to make sure his dog is disciplined. Seems to me like he's kind of implying something else, but he didn't outright say it, so I'm not going to.
And there was a lot of like weird fucking comments. There, like, I'll bracket off the criticisms into 3 different categories, okay? The number one is the broadest majority of people who saw that clip and were like, oh my God, this looks terrible. Like, this guy is fucking abusive or whatever, right? Which is hilarious to say about someone like myself, especially considering that
I didn't do it. I did not shock Kaya. That's what he's supposed to say here. Let's see if that's how he finishes the sentence.
You know, I am very, very careful and very good with Kaya. Like, I spend every waking moment with her. She is the love of my life. She's the most important thing in my life, okay? I love her more than I love most human beings. The notion that I would be abusive to her is obviously ridiculous, but it is what it is.
Oh, he did it again. Did you notice that? Instead of saying a simple, I didn't do it, I didn't shock Kaya, he said the notion that I would abuse my dog is obviously ridiculous. That's not a denial. You guys understand that, right? That's not a denial. He's putting it upon you to answer in his favor instead of answering himself. He rather you say it for him. He rather you come to the conclusion. And even Hasan doesn't really realize what's going on. If he did shock his dog, he knows he's trying to do anything but lie outright. But he's probably not even aware how hard it is to lie, in a sense, you know? Like a bold-faced lie, it's very difficult to do. And you know what? I'm even proud that it's that difficult for him, because everything he said so far is a lot, but he said absolutely nothing.
And not only that, but also virtually every single person that has been around us would attest to that, for the record. That's number one.
Wow, and there you have it. He's pleading to people around him. Even they will know that he's not abusive. He's telling you to call upon his friends. I say call Sam Cedar because I'm telling you, Ethan, I wish you had a friend like Sam Cedar. The way I see Sam Cedar stand up for Hasan. This guy. Yeah. He can't even say it. He's like, oh, yeah, my friends can. Okay, friends, come and say something. Because all I know, there was a woman there a couple of days ago who couldn't fit one finger underneath Kaya's collar. All right? So you're going to have to bring more people.
So looking at like a 20-second clip over an 8-hour time frame that is negatively framed, okay? That is negatively framed.
Which is why I showed the whole thing, so you guys can see everything, the context.
In a way to make it seem as though like I'm abusive or anything like that is, you know,
You know is a common expression that people say, but just to show what's going on, the you know is him asking you to fill in the blank. So again, he's pleading to you who know him to fill in that no, he would never abuse Kaya, instead of him just saying he never abused Kaya. Because all he has to do is say he didn't do it, he didn't shot Kaya, and I will repeat what he said. But he needs to say it. But again, it's difficult to lie.
It can reach a much larger audience, and if people are oblivious to it, they will get duped by it, and it is what it is. Okay?
There it is. He doesn't seem upset that people are believing a lie, but how can you be upset if it's not a lie, it's true, or you don't think it's anything bad, so you don't really care, it is what it is.
Number two, the second type of people that took advantage of this was the regular guys, like the Tones and the Wonder Scroll trolls of the world. From what I understand, Ethan himself was in some hot water for using a prong collar, which, by the way, ironically enough, I had used the prong collar in the past for Fish, my previous dog. So I think he was like using that as well to be like, oh, look, see, Hasan used a prong collar. And it's like, yeah, I don't anymore. And also,
so we see here Hasan knows how to confess, because he said he did use I don't know what he was referring to, but he said,
I had used the prong collar in the past for Fish, my previous dog.
He used it in the past, but he doesn't anymore.
I don't anymore.
Okay, so he's able to admit something that he thought was right at the time, but now thinks it's wrong. Okay, if you can deny that, I want you to deny the shot collar.
You know, it's just, I don't know how that has anything to do with me. Like, your audience is yelling at you over that sort of thing. And then on top of that, there was like the third category of people who are totally in the periphery. Why not, instead of attacking your enemies, why don't you actually try clearing up genuine concerns, people instead? I am doing that. I'm going
You're
bit
not,
by bit,
but maybe you don't
piece
notice,
by piece,
but you're
through
not.
all of the fucking common things that I heard. The idea that, like, Hasan, you don't actually fucking let Kaya roam in the house. This is untrue. I do. I don't let her lay on the ground, and instead I make her lay on her bed. The reason why I do that is because I don't want her joints to be f***ed up. Okay? She's a big dog. Big dogs have issues with their joints. Okay? Big dogs have issues with their joints, especially if they lay on the hardwood floor for an extended period of time. Not only that, but also, as you can see here, Kaya gets a tremendous amount of fucking play in the mornings with her boyfriend and girlfriend. That's number one. Number two, she gets a tremendous amount of activity in the morning, and that's the reason why she's mostly passed out for the entire duration of the stream. And then, crazy to me that you have to give attention to this matter. All your viewers should know better. No, it's okay. It's understandable, especially because this is like a big deal. I jokingly said dogfighting ? The clips don't show her trying to lay on the hardwood floor. She just stepped off her pad. Please explain. No, that's what I'm saying. She steps off the pad to go lay on the hardwood floor. That's why I give her the place command.
Now here's the discrepancy. When the chatter asked them, Kaya just stepped off and you immediately told her to go back to the treadmill. She didn't lie down on the hardwood floor and you told her to go back. She just stepped off before you commanded her to go back. And he jumps in to say, yeah, because she was going to lie down. And that's why he gave her the command. But I want you to remember what he said at first, the day it did happen.
No, she doesn't want to come over here to see what's up. She just wants to fucking roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone. And she needs to literally have the same structured, regimented.
So my understanding that day when it happened was, hey, I've been gone for a couple of days. Kaya's been goofing off, the cat's away so the mice will play type of deal. And when Hasan got back, he knew he had to kind of whip her into shape, get her back on a schedule, get her back on a routine, because he thought yesterday that she was just going to walk around and he didn't want her to walk around. But now his excuse is that she was going to lie down and it's bad for her. Therefore, he told her to get back. You see the two different stories? I think he just switched the story to her having bad knees, legs, whatever, because it's more compassionate. As in, I'm telling her to go back for her own good versus I'm telling her to go back because he didn't want her to start goofing off while he was back.
The place command is done for multiple different reasons, but for the most part, the reason why, if you've ever trained a dog professionally or anything like that, you know that the place command is given. Oftentimes, if your dog is like getting excited or barking or things of that nature, it's supposed to like ground them and calm them down because you're giving them a command. Dogs respond to order and a rigid, structured regimen.
Boom, you see, there it is. What he's saying now is what he said before. He wanted her back on her schedule, her regimen, her routine. And that's why he told her to get back. But I can go on further with what else I think happened. But let me just wait to see if he gives a firm denial before I say what I think happened.
In any case, I don't know the exact reason as to why she yelped. She has done so in the past as well. I suspected it was because she like either tripped or she got her dew claw, like the higher thumb looking claw, clipped on the side. But I suspect that is the reason. I don't know. But I know that there's a lot of people that immediately were like, oh, this is what's going on. I see exactly what happened. He is like secretly like pressing a button that he has on his desk or something like that. I have multiple collars. I'm going to address the collar thing in a second as well. But I have multiple collars for Kaya, and I put an air tag on them.
Now we're getting to it, and I'm going to give Hasan the benefit of the doubt because I see now he's working his way in order. As he said at the beginning, he wanted to address everything. And so even though he didn't give a firm denial earlier on, he's going back to specifically talk about the collar. And so this is where I expect to see him say, I didn't do it. I did not shock Kaya. So hopefully this is what we're going to hear in this segment.
I put an air tag on all of her collars to make sure that, I know where she's at. And one of the collars that people are pointing to in the from previous days or from like months ago is the collar that is a vibration collar. A collar that I use specifically to communicate with Kaya when she's free roaming at the park or when she is, off leash running around. Okay? Because when you leave your dog to free roam, to go out on the trail or whatever, there are going to be instances where you can yell for her to come back to do recall, but because she's so far away that she can't hear you. Okay? That's where the vibration collar comes in. It vibrates. It doesn't actually have any sort of like shocking component. Okay? And there are multiple different versions of this.
Great. So he said that there was a picture going around of Kaya's collar from a different time period. And he said that that collar is a vibrational collar and it has no shock element to it. That's very precise, which is great. But he also said at the very beginning, earlier on, that she has multiple collars. So again, we need him to say, I did not do it. I did not shock Kaya. Instead of just giving us a whole history of certain collars she has, admitting she has a bunch of collars. Very detailed on one, but we want to know about another.
There are the no bark collars that I believe both vibrate and also emit like a large sound, like a loud sound. There are shock collars as well. They all look very similar to one another. Okay?
So there are many types of collars, some shock, some vibrates, and whatever else. These collars may do different things, but they're all similar looking to each other. And again, remember, he started this segment by saying that Kaya has multiple collars. Okay. Still waiting for him to say, I didn't do it. I didn't shock Kaya. That's it.
But the vibration collar is what they were pointing to. Okay? To be like, oh my God, he has a collar that he's using to abuse her and shocking her.
Okay, so he's playing fast and loose right now because the picture he's talking about or the video that people are passing around and commenting on is not from the same day, people believing that he shot Kaya. Therefore, for him to bring that collar up and to say it's just a vibrating collar, that doesn't do anything for us because that doesn't mean that's what she was wearing that day. And so it's interesting if he's talking about the picture, but making it seem like he's talking about the day before. You see, again, how I'm saying he's playing fast and loose? I didn't do it. I didn't shock Kaya. That's it.
There are a lot of dogs who use this. Okay? There are also a lot of dogs, working dogs, that use a shock collar as well.
So what? Is Kaya a working dog? Because we're not talking about working dogs. We're just talking about what happened the other day. That's it.
Is the vibration collar a positive reinforcement technique? No. But positive reinforcement techniques are necessary for any kind of training. Like, there is no, it's neutral. This is by far your stupidest controversy yet. I know. But it's, a lot of people understandably love dogs. I do think it's kind of crazy that one of the 1,000 times you yelled place on stream, the yelping only happened once. I know. It's such a common thing. It's such a common thing that I do that there's an emote for it. Can you explain docking to the new viewers, please? What do you mean?
As a streamer, Hasan has to stretch out a lot of hours, so I'm not mad at him. But again, we still haven't had a firm denial yet.
Dude, none of these guys crying about it train their dogs. They know nothing. Yeah. Shock collars are not bad for dogs if used correctly. Any dog trainer will have you put the shock collar on your arm and feel it. Yes, I have. I have done that. It's not even, a shock collar is not even like actual electrocution. It's like a Thames machine. Okay? That's the other thing that people are fucking completely oblivious to. Yes, a shock collar is like, if you've ever used a Thames machine, it feels like ants.
All right, so here he's proving my point when I said that Hasan doesn't really think a shock collar is that bad. That could also be the reason why he didn't shock Kaya, but also he doesn't really care to be emotional about denying it because to him it's not a big deal either way, even though he didn't do it. Whereas somebody who is adamantly against shock collars would be more vocal about their innocence. But again, why bring this aspect up if you did not use a shock collar? Because it can be confusing to people. You just need a short clip saying you didn't do it, you didn't shock Kaya, and then you can go on to all the other hypotheticals or what ifs or this and that. But because you didn't do a firm denial, all of this can look like excuses, and maybe to some can pick pieces to say that, oh, if you don't think it's such a big deal, then maybe you did do it.
It feels like ants. It's a Tens machine. That's what the sensation feels like. Okay? But it doesn't even matter because
I didn't do it. I didn't shock Kaya.
that's not what she was, that's not, like, I don't have that anyway.
Oh, that's even worse than all the others. All right, he said because I didn't, because,
It doesn't even matter because that's not what she was, that's not, like, I don't have that anyway.
I didn't have that anyway. Here's another thing why I was very specific to say I didn't do it. I did not shock Kaya. This is why I laid out the foundation. We can't tell bold-faced lies. It's very difficult to lie. So even when it was the big buildup for him to say, I didn't do it, I didn't shock Kaya.
It doesn't even matter because that's not what she was, that's not, like, I don't have that anyway.
Whatever he came out with was just a jumbled mess that I can't even repeat because I don't even remember what he said because he didn't really say anything.
I think you should wear the collar and bark for chat. Would make everybody happy, including us D-gens. E-collars are used for training, especially for dominant breeds. Shock collars are not bad for dogs if used correctly. My friend used to use it around his neck. I'm a vet assistant. It is meant to break them out of a fixation if they're not responding to commands. And yes, it does have to be tighter than a normal collar. No, the reason why her collar is tight is because she just has a lot of neck meat. That's it. That's the only reason. There's no other reason why she has a tight collar.
The chance to do a firm denial again, and he doesn't do it. He just said there's no other reason.
From a psychological standpoint, a shock collar that vibrates is that it's still considered a form of positive punishment, but it's extremely minimal in terms of actual damage. Yeah, there's no real damage there at all. I think the worst aspect of it was the worst aspect of it was that I was frustrated because the internet had cut out. And I didn't immediately rush to her. I went to her afterwards to see if she was all right. But she was, of course. And that's it. And I do take accountability for that. It's fucked up. I should have immediately went over when I saw her yelping. And that's it. But the idea that I'm a abusive dog parent is completely fucking ridiculous.
Have to reiterate him being abusive when he says that it's utterly ridiculous. Again, it's him not denying it. It's him putting it upon you to deny it for him in your mind. Something for you to say for him and not for him to say for himself. When someone has this whole elaborate, utterly ridiculous, how could you ask me? Everybody sees me with my dog. All of it is just not answering the question or making a firm denial.
But now that I've already addressed this, I'm sure we will. I'm sure that the rest of the stream will be normal as we get to the regular broadcast. You looked hella guilty afterwards? Yeah, brother. I'm currently immensely jet lagged, okay? Also, they saw a clip of you teaching her, showing her in the pool and went there drowning her. Yeah, but that's why I'm it's the same as this. You see, if you watched Kaya play fight with her friends, this Belgian Malinois gets very aggressive, but they're just fucking playing. They're not, for the uninitiated, especially if you don't have a dog, and everyone's dog is different, you can look at it from afar and think, oh my God, this person is, engaging in a dogfight or anything like that. Anyway, I plan on doing a video on the different collars that she has eventually, so that I can show you. Maybe do like a dog trainer style video or a day in the life of Kaya video where I show you what she does every single day. Service dog and behavioral dog trainer here. Vibration collars are used as a cue to get the dog's attention back to the command. Also, the place command and laying in one spot for long periods of time are used to ground the dog, maintain structure, and is even used with service dogs and other working dogs for them to have a spot where they can be a dog. I agree with Hasan for protecting her joints. I know, but it doesn't matter. There are people who professionally train dogs who will look at that and be like, no, this is I don't know exactly what happened here, but the place command is perfectly fucking normal.
It's not the place command that people were upset about. It was the shock because, again, you've had your dog sitting in that spot for however long. If that's all that happened, nobody would care because, like you say, you've always done this. It was the fact that people are thinking that Kaya was shocked. That's what's causing all the outrage.
Is this what you have to deal with on a regular? Dumb controversies and desperate attempts to discredit you? Yes. Just a fair warning, certain ex-co-hosts going to do an entire episode about this with you and the Thumbo, so just going to happen all day, King. I'm sorry, this is their new meta. I know. It is what it is. I think it's really funny. I think it's really funny for a lot of people to assume that she's
I'm a little worried. Oh, is that her just no leash walking?
Look at this.
Oh my God. How is this possible?
Bro, when you have discipline in your life, when you have a rigid structure in your life, When you work hard, you can achieve anything. Okay.
What the f? Buddy would never do that.
Yeah,
If
because
Kevin was here, he would have ran right in front of that van and got hit and died.
Buddy would have at a certain point loved to do that. You just didn't teach Buddy that.
We tried.
Gaia, let's walk.
Oh my God, this is insane.
Good girl.
You know what?
There's some shit like I'm I don't know why this is like not working. Can you just show the collar, shut everyone up? XU said he would donate 50K to a shelter if he did. Okay. Sure. October 7th, free hostage Kaya. I can't even tell if people are like saying that in jest and they're making memes about it, or if there's like people who are sincerely saying stuff like that because they're like, you're abusive to your dog. With the maid outfit too? Yeah, man, you explain things well and shit, but show the collar though, dude. Kaya, okay. Come here.
Finally. But here's the thing. I don't know what's a shock collar and what's a vibrating collar and what's a regular collar. So this is going to be lost on me. But let us all have a look and see what this collar looks like.
This is one of Kaya's many collars. Come here.
Hey, shout out to Hasan because you know what? He just said this is one of her many collars. Okay. He didn't say this was the collar she was wearing yesterday.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that they saw.
Wow, fast and loose. Did you see what he said? He said this is the one that people are talking about. Remember I said that the picture that I saw with Kaya on the treadmill, it wasn't from the day before. So now that he said this is the one that everybody's talking about, I'm going to think, oh, everybody was talking about that other one because that's the one everybody saw.
It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the air tag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime. And it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost.
Because with the
You are
other
able
collar
to,
that was in the picture, he was like, yeah, this is
it
the one
emits a sound.
I put on her when I take her to the
Okay.
park and it beeps. And I think he said it vibrated too. I don't know. Where is he going? He had the collar in his hand. Come on. Who's to say he's switching it? He said he has multiple collars. Why would he leave? What reason? Was there a reason? Did he say why he was leaving? Was he going to the washroom? Bad timing.
Kaya, come.
Oh, he has something else. But he went to go get something?
Good girl.
Oh, okay. I don't know. He could have done the switcheroo. You don't know.
There are days where Kaya doesn't wear a collar. There are days where she wears a different collar. Okay? This, in and of itself, doesn't actually
Why
work
isn't
in
he
the way that
showing
you think it
it?
does. Okay? Here. This is
Why is he just flashing it? We
flashlight.
can't even see. He doesn't even say the name of the collar.
Okay? And this
Why is he
when
holding it like
vibrates.
that? What's the purpose?
Kaya, come here.
If you want to know what's ridiculous, this is ridiculous.
Place. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay? I understand. I understand why people are. I understand why people are concerned about it. It's okay. It makes sense why people will be like, "Oh my God, this person is being abusive." If they only saw that clip, it doesn't matter, and this will not go away. For the record,
And we see again, he's just stating what everybody thinks, but he doesn't deny it. It is what it is.
I'm sure that the people that are saying that this is not like the real deal will continuously and expertly scrutinize every minutia to say, "Oh no, you don't understand. This is, this is a situation where he's trying to get out of it or anything like that." Even an e-car that uses a low current as in a shock collar is no worse than a cell phone vibration if used correctly. Yes.
But again, what does it matter? He's implying that he didn't use one. So why keep on bringing up it's not bad to use a shock collar?
Will all those that slandered you apologize now? No, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't. No, because they've been targeting you before this and they will continue to do so in the future. Exactly. And they will continue saying, like, I don't believe it. I don't, it's this or that. I think the greatest counter to this shit would be to basically the greatest counter. Why did you use it then? I didn't.
Whoa! And here we have the closest thing of him admitting to shocking Kaya, but he didn't. It's another fast and loose. The chatter wrote, well then why did you do it? Not specific enough. It's so vague that he had no problem, after all this time, he had no problem yelling out, I didn't. You didn't what? This is why we said in the beginning, we wanted to hear him say, I didn't do it. I didn't shock Kaya. So no, this doesn't count as a denial.
The greatest counter to this would be the 7 million hours of me, 7 million hours of me hanging out with Kaya. And there are already people who are saying this. There are already people who are fucking going crazy in the chat, talking about how this is, it doesn't matter. You're still defending shock collars, all this shit. Like, she's been on stream for 10,000 fucking hours at this point. She's grown up on this stream. She's been outside on stream. Why can't you just grab the collar and show us? I just did.
Hasan,
it doesn't matter.
Nobody saw it.
Genuine ask, aren't Tibetan mastiffs advised to give large open space to roam around? And though, apart from everything else, you ever sitting for hours on end in one spot, is that okay for her? Yes. Everything that I do with Kaya, is from professional trainers and from vets, okay? I am perhaps a little bit too type A of a dog parent. If anything, I'm a little too I'm a little too hyper critical. But that's it. But the reason why I do that is because I don't want to fuck up. Large dog, what were you reaching for in the clip? What do you think? That's where all my fucking Zintins are.
All right, here's what I think happened, okay? Hasan didn't give a firm denial, so this is just the rules. I can't do it for him. Therefore, I think what might have happened is that he did shock Kaya. And what was unexpected was that Kaya had that Yelp reaction. It was a very big risk doing that on live. So the only reason why I think he did risk it was because she will feel a sting or whatever, but she doesn't usually Yelp. And it was harsh for him to do it because, as you saw at the beginning of the video the day before, Kaya stepped down. He looked at her, told her to go back. She went back.
Kaya, now is not the opportunity for you to down.
So the fact that she stepped again and he told her to go back, she was going back, and he still, if it happened, this is just my opinion, he still chose to shock her after she went back already. It was more to do with the discipline. Just the way he talks about the shock collar, and he said his dog was trained, and he said everything he does for his dog he learned from a professional and from the vet. He already established through his vet and through whoever trained his dog that shock collars were okay. So to him, it's okay, but he knows well enough that majority of people, or a lot of people, do not like shock collars. And so he would rather do what he needs to do or thinks he needs to do to train his dog, because again, Hasan is very big on regimen, and you could see the way he lives his life in order to be in shape and to be conscious of your weight and your body and your muscle. That takes a lot of discipline as well. And so I think the attitude that he has as far as working out, you could see even his work habits. He works almost every day. He does a bunch of hours on stream. He's very regimented in his life. He's very regimented in his work. He's very regimented in his fitness. And I think that personality type, as you hear it to the end, he's saying it might be even too much.
I am perhaps a little bit too type A of a dog parent. If anything, I'm a little too I'm a little too hyper critical.
He transferred it onto his dog. And so yeah, I believe he used a shock collar because his trainer taught him to use it. And again, I've heard trainers before, or people before whose youth trainers would say, yes, shock collar is okay, but I hear a lot more who say you don't need a shock collar to train. But the thing is, I think a shock collar is probably quicker, and because it's quicker, some might believe it to be more effective. So yeah, most likely, Hasan didn't deny it, so I'm not going to for him. In my opinion, he's apt. But could be wrong. Here's another thing too. Hasan's playing a risky game. He's a streamer. He lives a lot of his life on live. If someone finds another video of the dog and you could clearly see she's wearing a shock collar, it's going to be the end of it, because why would you come out and say, well, he didn't deny it. But people are going to take it as a lie if someone can now prove he used a shock collar. To me, I need a confession. So as long as he's implying, even though he didn't say it, I'll just leave it alone. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye.